Hello, everybody. I am out here in Piedmont Park. I just met a gentleman, Jason. Is that right?
It's Jason. Sorry.
Jason. And Jason is conscious, just like you all. And I want you to be able to hear his thoughts about a lot of things that befall our people during these times. He is aware that something's not right with HIV. We differ a little bit in our opinion about it, but you don't have to think like me. You just need to think critically for yourself based on having information that was withheld from you. So here's Jason. I'm going to let him take it away. I promise not to interrupt. You know that'll be hard for me to do. But I want to thank him so much right here, right now. I believe Mama Nebthet drew him to this area over here to deliver this message to you today. Thank you. Here's Jason.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Hunter. I'm a resident of Atlanta, Georgia, and I just wanted to share my little take on my different research, my experience, and what I witnessed from various persons who, you know, some have been told misdiagnosed with certain issues. Some of them found out that their diagnoses were false. There's also some issues where, you know, doctors would misdiagnose people for the purpose of making money through the pharmaceutical companies and, you know, just getting them on drugs. My own general experience is that, power's going on.
Go ahead. I think we're plugged in.
Is that I can recall, I won't say the doctor's name, but I was recalled where I had went through a misdiagnosis, you know, of an order that the doctors weren't even qualified to diagnose me with. The American Medical Association will tell you that a clinical psychologist or just a general psychologist cannot diagnose. It must be a clinical psychiatrist. So my situation was just having two psychologists, but basically they were just pissed off on my point of view on where I stood in the legal system, and they wanted to diagnose me, or they attempted to diagnose me with a disorder or something that wasn't true. And what I went and hired my own private neuropsychologist, and I went to see 5 neurologists here in Atlanta from Emory University. My family here is a partner with Emory University, and actually found out that not only did they lie about their diagnosis, they weren't even qualified to diagnose me at the time.
Oh, wow.
So, and when I went to see the proper doctors to give me my diagnosis, it was nothing psychological in nature, as the psychologists claimed. It was a physical injury, which Emory took care of, and I got that cleared up. So, you know, you just got to be careful who you go out there to and what doctors you trust, because you can end up getting injured. You know, doctors can give you the wrong medications. The wrong type of doctor can give you a psychological drug for something that's physical in nature. And then that does a reverse effect. It can actually cause more harm. So, but that's my general experience.
Thank you so much for that. You know, I have just recently shared with you all that I chose not to go forward with my second master's degree, the first being in special education, where we were being charged as teachers to deliver the psychotropic drugs to the children in the classroom. That was not in line with who I am or what I wanted to be about. So I left that profession and went to mental health counseling. And now here he is saying that counselors, not clinical psychiatrists, but others who are now diagnosing people with all manner of diseases that we've discussed a lot about online, particularly not fully understanding highly melanin people going through a Kundalini awakening. And my dissertation in metaphysical science was about Kundalini energies rising as the Divine Mother rages back in, and people not understanding, but believing their doctors who diagnose them with schizophrenia, when really they are in spiritual emergence and spiritual crisis. This gentleman mentioned earlier, I don't know if we're going to get back to that or not, that he had had a physical incident that jarred his Kundalini. That is also in my book, one way that you can awaken the Kundalini energy and not even be aware of it. So rather than running off to these white coats, what I call white coat killer psychopaths, who are ready to prescribe drugs that do everything but help you understand what's really going on in your body, as we've learned in creating our own illnesses through understanding of the awareness of the chakras and Kundalini. But this gentleman is saying that some people diagnosed him with something that he later got a second opinion about and learned that it potentially was due to something else. This is happening quite a lot. And as we are under attack, being highly melanin during this time, as we are rising back up to our spiritual power, you have to take the time to look into things on your own and make decisions based on your own critical thinking. Nobody's sitting here telling you what to do. We're just sharing our personal experiences. Now, if you don't mind, he's holding my book here. I sell them out of my trunk. I don't have any problem telling anybody. I just ordered 10 more today because I'm not going to be working 10 to 5 like everybody else out there doing, selling out just to make a paycheck. People have had it with that. I know I have. And so I'm going to be traveling these festivals. I'm going to go to parks. I'm going to play my musical. I'm going to talk to anybody that'll listen and hope that the word continues to spread just like I've been doing all these years. Now, just to get back to the subject and part of my attitude, but you know how I am. That's just how I am. And I don't apologize for that either. Okay? This is serious. Our people are being eradicated from the planet. Now, I'm going to let him speak again a little bit about his Kundalini understanding. So if you are experiencing something like this, you can go into meditation. You know, all manner of spiritual help is around us. As you know, my cousin, Mama Nebthet, has led me here today. And now look what's happening. So it's just a matter of having the courage to get up, go out, and take action, rather than sitting around talking shit and doing nothing but talking. Nobody is helped in that way. So if you can recall any of the incidents about your own Kundalini awakening and share that with us today, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I briefly touched on with you that in 2010 I had a car accident. And it was my S1, my upper neck, my S1, my L3 and 4, and my lower back. It was a whiplash, and my airbag didn't deploy. So I was thinking it went out.